Good afternoon. Updating the day's news. The Civil Aviation Authority admits flights into Sydney will rise from 55 to 80 with the airport's new control tower, but says it will make traffic control much safer. The new tower is due to commence operations on April the 14th. Australian cricket coach Bob Simpson remains in intensive care in a West Indies hospital where he's being treated for a blood clot in his left leg. Team officials say he will be in hospital for at least 7 days while further tests are made. A 56-year-old man will face court tomorrow after a 12-hour siege in Brisbane's southern suburbs. Police say an argument began over noise from a stereo during a backyard birthday party. And Britain's biggest evacuation since the Second World War has left Portland in Dorset a ghost town. All but a handful of residents have been moved out while an unexploded German bomb is defused. All the details in 10's 5 o'clock news.
Good afternoon, I'm Sandra Sully. Updating the main stories tonight in the 5 o'clock news, 3 people were bound and robbed in Sydney overnight in another home invasion incident. 2 men, one wearing a police uniform, barged into the unit and threatened the occupant before fleeing with a small amount of cash. Victorian police are appealing for witnesses to a 2-car collision in Melbourne overnight in which a visiting Sri Lankan woman died and 2 other people were seriously injured. The woman was killed after a car driven by her brother and another vehicle collided in the city's eastern suburbs. Another spectacular water main burst in Adelaide has drenched an industrial site. Today's eruption was close to the one which all but destroyed a house last year. And police have praised the crowd at last night's Rolling Stones concert in Sydney. After their second concert, the Stones jet off to liven up Adelaide's nightlife. We'll have a full roundup of all the day's top stories here in the 5 o'clock news. Good afternoon, I'm Sandra Sully. Coming up in tonight's 5 o'clock news, the Civil Aviation Authority has admitted flights to Sydney will increase with the new control tower, but say traffic will be much safer. A 56-year-old Brisbane man has surrendered after a siege that began over noise from a stereo at a birthday party. And Australian cricket coach Bob Simpson in Barbados Hospital with a blood clot in his left leg. All the details coming up in the 5 o'clock news right here on Channel 10.